All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're unpacking George Kamel's book, Breaking Free from Broke. Think of this as your guide to getting out from under all that money stress. A clear plan to have more money in your bank account and way less of that constant anxiety. And this quote right here is why the book feels so real. Kamel kicks things off from a place that I think a lot of us have been in. That feeling, that huge financial goals, like actually owning your home, mortgage-free, well, that's just a fairy tale for somebody else, right? Not for us. But he's here to tell you that's not true, and that's what we're going to break down. So here's the game plan for today. We're going to start by pulling back the curtain on what Kamel calls the modern money trap. Then we'll dive in and bust some of those huge financial myths we've all been taught. After that, we get practical. We're talking about escaping debt and laying out a real blueprint for freedom. Then we'll get into this awesome concept of crockpot wealth. And finally, we'll talk about what all this is for, the real purpose of money. Okay, first things first, the modern money trap. Let's really get to the bottom of why it feels like you're just spinning your wheels financially, but not actually getting anywhere. Kamel starts with a pretty bold question. Who is keeping you broke? And the whole idea here is that maybe, just maybe, it's not entirely your fault. There are some bigger forces at play. And here they are. According to the book, there's a whole system that's pretty much designed to work against you. You've got politicians who can't even balance their own budgets, massive corporations that care more about their profits than about you, and even some of that well-meaning, but let's be honest, totally outdated advice that gets passed down from our parents and grandparents. It's like a constant storm designed to keep you spending and in debt. So now that we see the system we're up against, it's time to look at the stories we tell ourselves. This next part is all about decoding financial myths. Because to really get free, we've got to unlearn all the junk we've been fed about money our entire lives. And this is the big one, the credit score. We're trained from a young age to treat this number like it's the ultimate sign of financial success. But Kamel just flips that on its head. He says it's not a wealth score, it's an I love debt score. Let that sink in. All it really shows is how good you are at borrowing other people's money and paying it back. And hey, don't just take his word for it. Look at the proof. This is how your FICO score is actually calculated. Payment history, that's your debt payment history. Amount owed, literally how much debt you have. Length of credit history, how long you've been playing the debt game. See a pattern here? Every single piece of the pie is about debt, not about how much money you actually have. So when we believe all these myths, where do we end up? We end up right in the middle of these massive debt traps. And Kamel given them these perfect, intense names, Carmageddon and the plastic prison. This quote from Dave Ramsey that's in the book just nails it. Think about it. Credit cards are marketed to us as these sleek, convenient, rewarding things. But in reality, they're designed to get you hooked, and they can be just as destructive to your financial health. And then there's Carmageddon. Just look at that number. $1.58 trillion. That is the insane amount of car loan debt just in the US. Having a car payment has become so normal that we don't even question it anymore. But it's one of the biggest things standing in the way of you actually building wealth. Okay, look, just understanding these traps is a huge first step. And if you want to keep arming yourself with this kind of practical knowledge, go ahead and hit subscribe on our Wealth Notes channel. We do explainers just like this all the time to help you on your journey. All right, enough about the problems. Let's get to the good stuff. It's time to talk about the solution. This is Kamel's blueprint for freedom, and it's how you finally take back the driver's seat. Now, the whole foundation of this plan is built on one simple but incredibly powerful tool, the zero-based budget. And listen, this isn't about being restrictive. It's actually about freedom. It means you tell every single dollar you earn what its job is going to be before the month even begins. That simple change puts you in control, making choices based on what you really want, not just what happens to you. And getting started is actually super easy. Step 1 is just to get a clear, honest picture of everything coming in for the month. You just list out every paycheck, every side hustle, all of it. No judgment, just clarity. This number is your starting block. It's what you have to work with. Okay, and step 2. This is where the real power is. You start planning out your expenses, but you do it on purpose. Kamel recommends you start with what he calls your 4 walls. That's food, utilities, shelter, and transportation. You cover those essentials first. Then you can plan for everything else. You're not reacting to the month anymore. You're telling the month what to do. So once you're in control of your money with that budget, you can start doing the fun stuff, like building what Kamel calls crock pot wealth. And yep, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's all about playing the long game. I just love this line. Our world wants everything fast, right? Instant coffee, instant messages, instant riches. But that's not how real, lasting wealth is built. It's not a microwave meal. It's a slow-cooked, delicious meal that takes time and patience. So it's really important to understand the difference between gambling and investing. The microwave path is chasing those get-rich-quick things like crypto or day trading, which, let's face it, is a great way to lose money fast. The crockpot path is sticking with proven, boring, long-term stuff like your 401k and Roth IRAs with good mutual funds. And if you need proof, just look at this chart. It tells the whole story. If you'd put $1,000 into gold back in 1989, today you'd have about $5,000. Hey, not bad. But if you'd put that same $1,000 into the S&P 500, just the broad stock market, it would be worth over $15,000 today. That is the incredible power of patient, slow cooker investing. And that brings us to the final and, honestly, the most important part of this whole thing. What are we doing all this for? What's the point? Let's talk about the real meaning of money. At the end of the day, the goal isn't just to stack up a giant pile of cash. According to Kamel, money is a tool. That's it. It's a tool that lets you build a life with peace, a tool that lets you be outrageously generous to the people and causes you care about, and a tool to build a legacy that means something. It's about paying for the life you really want. So we're going to leave you with this one last question from the book. Just take a second and really imagine it. No car payment, no student loans, no credit card bills, no mortgage payment. Every dollar you earn is yours to decide what to do with. What would you do? That is what freedom is all about.